In the opening scene, Maya returns from an early morning run. At the mailbox, she briefly goes through the newspapers and letters. Then she walks into her parents' house. The inside is filled with the sweet smell of her mother's Christmas cookies. Maya exclaims that the Manning house is up for sale, and her mother acknowledges the news with a tinge of sadness. Maya attempts to reach for one of the Christmas cookies. However, her mother playfully hits her hand back since they are supposed to be for the Warrens' Christmas party the next day. Her father chimes in, revealing that the Mannings are moving to be closer to their grandchildren. Maya's sister Sydney walks in while Maya hums a tune, snatching a cookie. Despite the festive mood, Maya is unnerved by the fact that the Mannings are moving on Christmas period. Her father is quite practical and views this as an opportunity to find some decent real estate deals. She jokingly says that maybe that is a hint for their daughters to leave. However, he reassures her fast, saying both his daughters are welcome to stay on as long as they want. Sydney objects in a playful tone, reminding Maya that 2 years at home can hardly be described as temporary. Soon, their mother tries to help lighten the mood, wondering if they are sticking around for dinner. Maya reveals that she has to go over a few of the Casillas' files, with sadness etched on her face, since he is determined to sell the bakery. Her father reminisces about Maya's first job, at the bakery when she was 16, and how he used to pick her up each night. He jokingly mentions that they didn't want Luis's nephew, Alex Casillas, to get too comfortable with Maya. Maya chimes in saying that Alex had been more interested in dating other girls at school than in her. Her parents burst into laughter as her father teases her about her crush on him. With a smile, she waves them off for that suggestion and snatches a cookie before leaving the house. New York, Christmas season. Alex Casillas is seen sleeping in his office, exhausted by the heap of work piled up before him. He wakes up groggy and irritated. He collects himself and goes downstairs, where he finds Clara, his boss's assistant. She informs him that his boss Walter is in Aspen. Clara directs Alex to email his report on the possible acquisition of a law firm, which adds another layer of irritation within him. Suddenly, he discovers that his message to his girlfriend, Kim, didn't go through, leaving him on his nerves. Meanwhile, Maya is at the bakery talking heartily with Luis, the owner. Luis gives her a gingerbread specially made cookie. It's from the old legend, that with each cookie, one's wish will come true. Luis says that he doesn't believe in magic anymore. This emanates from his wife's loss. Maya notices that he is troubled and turns his attention to the fact that selling the bakery would be a huge decision. Luis says everything around him reminds him of Julie, adding that it's just too painful for him to keep the bakery going. For him, selling it would be the best thing to do. Maya suggests calling her friend Latrice, a real estate agent, to help sell the property, but Luis wants Maya's assistance instead. Despite initial reservations, since she is a freelance contract attorney, after Luis confides in her integrity, Maya accepts. Thus the stage is set, intermingling lives amongst these characters against the backdrop of a holiday season chock full of wonder and melancholy. Curious, Maya's eyes sparkle as she asks about Alex, Luis's nephew, also an attorney. Luis exhales softly and tells her that Alex is still tied up in New York, too swamped to extend any help. But it's Maya who will guide him through the process. One last time, Maya presses him if he's sure about selling, reminding him that Casillas Panaderia has been a cherished cornerstone in the community and his family for generations. Luis answers with firm resolve, explaining that Alex has his dreams to follow, and no one is left to inherit the bakery's legacy, so he's searching for a new owner who will love it as much as he has. Maya comforts herself with the thought that the heart of the bakery will find its rightful caretaker. She reaches for the gingerbread cookie and closes her eyes, her body stilling. In a moment of pure joy, she wishes not only for Luis's peace of mind, but also for her own path to be revealed. She savors the cookie, letting its familiar taste ground her amidst the uncertainty. Meanwhile, in New York City's bustling streets, Alex makes his way towards Kim's apartment, flowers in hand, hoping to mend the misunderstanding between them. Once the door opens, Alex apologizes wholeheartedly and explains his late working hours and his missed texts. Still, Kim, with a silent yet determined demeanor, stops him with a gesture. She closes the door briefly, opens it, and hands him a birthday present. Her words are measured as she tells him that it's over, the endless working hours, the broken promises finally wearing thin. She had waited for months for change, but now she sees how unmatched they are. She wishes him a happy birthday and good luck before softly closing the door, leaving Alex out in the quiet of the hallways. Deflated, he simply turns and walks away. The next morning, Maya is on the phone with her friend Latrice, explaining that she has to find a buyer for the bakery. Her friend wonders if there's something special that can be used to appeal to buyers. Maya recounts that the bakery has been working since the mid-50s when Luis's family made their way to the States from Mexico. Their gingerbread cookies, a mashup of traditional Mexican marinitos and American Christmas treats, have reached legendary status. There's an aura of magic associated with them. If a Casillas bakes one cookie just for you, you get to make a wish on it. Latrice listens intently, nodding energetically as she promises to make sure such picturesque details are added to the listing. Shortly after, Maya crosses paths with her friend Brooke. Greetings are exchanged until Brooke mentions that she is writing an article about the bakery. Things get teasingly light as they catch sight of Ian, the only veterinarian in town, heading their way. Maya playfully nudges Brooke to ask him out, but Brooke resists, not wanting things to get worse in case of refusal. When Ian arrives, he greets them both warmly and then asks Brooke if she's staying for lunch. Yet Brooke has to go, and with a smile, Ian wishes them a good day. Brooke sighs. Maybe that was her missed opportunity. Brooke invites Maya to a girls' night on Saturday with Sydney to lighten the mood. Before they part ways, Brooke wonders if Maya has heard from the Denver firm, but Maya shrugs, claiming that she is still waiting for her son to come in. Back in New York, Alex is not content with leftovers from Kim's birthday meal. Therefore, he makes his own tacos, showing off his culinary skills. Shortly after, he sits down and eats as his phone beeps. A voicemail from his uncle Luis. Alex calls him back immediately and hears Maya's voice at the other end, sorting files at the office. Alex recognizes her voice. He greets her in surprise. They have a lively conversation, and Maya informs him that she is back from Los Angeles and working in Luis's bakery's office. To his astonishment, Maya remembers his birthday. She kindly sends him all her best wishes for a life full of happiness and promises to have Luis call him back. When Luis finally arrives, Maya hands him over the phone. Luis and Alex's talk shifts towards Maya's presence at the bakery. Alex wonders what she's doing there and if she's working for Luis again. Luis explains that Maya is now an attorney and is helping him to sell the bakery. Hearing this, Alex's voice tightens with concern as he asks if everything is all right. With a heavy heart, Luis admits that it's time to let go of the panaderia. The news leaves Alex in silent shock. The morning sun rises to cast its golden hue over Maya's world as she prepares to greet the day. The message of an unexpected turn of events that befalls, a second interview with a promising company, arouses a stir of excitement within her. Elation wells high in her heart as, with eagerness, she delivers the news to her mother. She addresses her sister Sydney, urging her to join in one of their annual rituals, finding the perfect Christmas tree. But even in this time of festive anticipation, Maya's mind is kept down to the weighty task of preparing for her interview. Sydney is taken aback by her sister's excitement, having questioned her sudden fervor for a law firm in the first place, scars still quite fresh from the memories of her ex-husband's firm, and the subsequent disillusionment. Although Maya is an already successful freelance attorney, she wants more. The structure of steady employment, and the satisfaction of donning a full business suit, not being constrained to half measures over a screen. More to the point, it's a change that gets her out of their parents' garage apartment. Sydney is supportive, yet she reminds her of the distance, a whole hour to separate them from Denver, where her new chapter would unfold. Maya, undeterred, makes the bold announcement of her intention to move if the offer comes through. Elsewhere, the season's humming activity stirs in the bakery as Luis, ever the considerate owner, prepares to go out and do the Christmas shopping. He is brought to a stop abruptly by the arrival of Alex, whose very presence is surprising and a source of delight. They embrace warmly, as Luis welcomes his nephew to the town, soaking in Christmas cheer. Alex's homecoming is full of weight and portent. Since it is the last Christmas the family will spend at their cherished panaderia. Yet the weight of the selling news hangs precariously in the air. Therefore, he is determined to savor their shared precious moments. Meanwhile, Maya and Sydney, with their ever-loyal dog Dash, trek through a forest of Christmas trees in search of an adequate one. Maya gently asks Sydney to take professional photos for the bakery's listing, to which Sydney, being the good sister, agrees without question. Across the lot, Luis and Alex start their own search for the perfect tree, a pursuit tinged with nostalgia and the bittersweet knowledge of impending change. Alex, momentarily distracted from the task at hand, finds himself drawn to Maya. In that moment, the festive backdrop fades, leaving only her image imprinted on his mind. In an instant, the peaceful holiday scene turns to mayhem as Dash spots a cat from afar, and suddenly he darts away from their side. Alarmed, Maya chases after the dog down the sidewalk, footsteps fast and purposeful. In the mayhem, the ever-watchful Alex leaps into action in an attempt to help, but they trip each other up, quite literally, and land on the ground. It's a swift plunge, but Maya's shock upon looking up mellows to familiarity. Their sudden encounter develops into a conversation. It is filled with the warmth of their familiarity. Soon, Luis joins them, and his entry is laced with an undertone of a comment about Maya's attention to detail, for which he shows admiration and confidence. Alex soon offers his services, proposing to help out with the sale of the panaderia. Beneath his suggestion lies a silent, inner friction that Maya cannot turn her back on. Is it a family loyalty act, or does he have deeper motives concerning the future of the bakery? The unspoken possibilities hang in the air as Maya carefully accepts his involvement, but remains suspicious regarding the dynamics that are changing. Later at nighttime, the comfort of home wraps around Luis and Alex, both like a cozy blanket. They put ornaments on the Christmas tree, deep in conversation, with the same joy of old times. The sounds of their laughter fill the room, telling stories of flower fights and times with Maya and their late Aunt Julie. Time seems to dissolve in the glow of Christmas magic, leaving only unbreakable family ties. But underneath all the cheer, the looming sail of the panaderia hangs over them, ominous. Luis is ready to forge ahead, but it does not feel quite as real to Alex, whose heart will always be connected to the past of the bakery. Luis asks Alex gently to take over his duties for the time being. Trusting his culinary knowledge, Alex agrees warmly. It becomes a nostalgic weekly meeting, as Sydney teases her sister Maya, reminiscing about the non-existent boyfriend, Jean-Pierre, a lie used years ago as a shield against her feelings for Alex. Long past, Maya had written a heartfelt confession to Alex and slipped it into his jacket pocket just before she left for Paris. But her words of vulnerability fell on Alex's silence, and Maya was heartbroken. Her creation of Jean-Pierre became a mask for her pain. She assures us today that she has no remaining feelings towards Alex, brushing off any possibility of a reunion, but Christmas often has its surprises. Meanwhile, Alex, ever thoughtful, bakes a special gingerbread cookie in the shape of a hockey stick for Gabe. The latter confides in Alex that he is nervous about the cost of college, even after he has applied for scholarships. Alex's playful remarks that the baked gingerbread has no magical wish-granting powers. Still, Gabe, undeterred, wishes for the best with a high spirit. Maya soon joins the scene alongside Sydney for the professional photo shoot. Sydney immortalizes through the lens the beauty of the bakery, while Alex and Maya work together to screen potential buyers. They work easily with one another, make video calls, and assist the buyers with mini tours around the bakery. But Maya starts to feel frustrated at Alex's high standards. All of a sudden, Ian, Alex's friend from high school days, arrives, greeting Alex warmly and pledging for a soon catch-up. In comes Jack, a French baker in search of a new address, yet he raises the stakes on Alex's discomfort. Alex feels threatened when Jack expresses interest in the bakery, questioning why a French baker would be interested in a Mexican bakery. Maya tries to ease the tension, inviting Jake to take a tour around the place, while she informs Alex that the rent of Jake's current location soared, therefore he needs a new address, much to Alex's irritation. Before departing, Jake receives a warm-hearted invitation from Maya to attend the Christmas games, an invitation that Jake accepts enthusiastically. Christmas festivities are filling up the town, and Alex cannot but get his mind wandering back to times gone by. Maya's old invention of Jean-Pierre, which was a harmless joke at that time, has now materialized in the real presence of Jack, a new rival. Ian convinces Alex to go after Maya, but Alex's previous relationships, always compromised by work dedication, weigh him down. Suddenly Brooke appears briefly, bringing an air of awkwardness, underlying an unspoken connection with Ian. Meanwhile, Maya informs her mother about Alex's behavior. She is frustrated that Alex seems to be clinging to that bakery. Her mother explains how close Alex is to the place, a tie with family and home, especially after his parents' passing. With Christmas imminent, and, along with it, Las Posadas, the bakery is thrust into the limelight of the last event before Luis's retirement. Las Posadas intrigues Gabe. Alex unravels it as an ancient custom, an acting out of the poignant Mary and Joseph seeking shelter. As the pilgrims go from doorways to doorways seeking refuge, each threshold remains firmly shut, until finally, one opens graciously and invites them inside. Later in the day, Alex runs into Maya and offers to help her with the boxes, whereupon she teasingly dares him to compete in the games. Alex is resistant at first, but gives in after a little persuading. Their shared competitiveness creates a spark between the two. The nighttime brings the audience into Alex's kitchen, full of warmth as he cooks dinner with quiet determination, very passionate with every movement. In the meantime, Maya is seen working meticulously. In the next scene, Alex and Maya sit facing each other, the weight of years seemingly dissolved in the simplicity of shared food. Maya proves to be an eager and highly complimentary dinner partner, her curiosity flickering like a candle as she turns from noticing his skills in the kitchen to asking him why he went into law rather than cooking. Alex's answer is laced with the complexities of immigrant expectations, as his family had wanted him to pursue medicine, law, or business, a triumvirate of professions considered prestigious and secure. He felt pressed into it, though his heart was elsewhere. Changing the subject to mundane matters, Alex is interested if Maya considers any job offers. Maya, on her part, is preparing to have a second interview for a job in Denver, promising stability and new horizons. With an emphasis on work-life balance, the job seems to reflect her own values that she had lost sight of during her previous marriage to Devin. Devin was once her partner in life, and at work, smitten by his ambitions. Once he accepted a powerful position, it tore them asunder. Maya, subsequent to the breakup, came back to town in search of refuge and insight, though her heart was still shrouded with uncertainty. As the conversation unfolds, Alex offers his encouragement, assuring Maya that whatever path she chooses, she will be successful. With a grateful smile, she accepts his offer to help her study, and the evening stretches out in quiet, shared moments of warmth and companionship. The scene shifts to the following day, and the games start in earnest on Christmas Day. Maya stands at the head of the Gingerbread obstacle course. She leans over to join Luis in mid-interview with Brooke. Luis speaks enthusiastically, infusing his words with the essence of the holiday season, an art of baking for family and loved ones, and ultimately, doing something important to them and their customers alike. While Luis talks about love and tradition, Alex's eyes find Maya across the bustle of people, silent yet powerful. Shortly after, Alex surprises Brooke and Sydney with specially prepared cookies. Brooke is astonished that a lawyer can bake. In response, Alex smiles, saying that it is a family tradition. Luis recalls how, once for Alex's 16th birthday, he had baked him an apron-shaped cookie, and then he handed him a real apron and ushered him into the kitchen to learn the craft himself. Then and there, he knew his strong connection to the panaderia, a place now holding his past, family, and just perhaps a future intertwined with Maya's. Alex hands Sydney a camera-shaped cookie, his subtle way of thanking her for the excellent pictures she had taken of the panaderia. There is a soft glow of pride in the air as Maya announces that several buyers have already expressed interest. Sydney pops the cookie into her mouth, enjoying the sweetness and wishing that fortune may favor her. Turning to Brooke, Alex hands her a cat-shaped cookie, having remembered her love for animals through Ian. Brooke is taken aback by the kind gesture and beams with pleasure as she thanks him. She excuses herself to check out the other stalls, while Sydney, camera in hand, heads off with Luis to take more shots of the merry atmosphere. Alex and Maya stand behind, left in the soft light of the market. Curious, Maya asks Alex whether he believes in wishes, specifically those associated with the Casillas legend. Alex believes that the wish itself shows what the heart wants, even though the mind may not be able to define it. Her eyes meet his. The silent understanding and the tenderness of their connection develop in the quiet that surrounds them. Jake arrives shortly and watches the jokes and palpable familiarity between Alex and Maya. He curiously wonders how long they have been together, assuming that they are a couple. Maya shoots that down quickly, but her denial catches Alex off guard. Jake expresses his interest in taking part in the game. Alex answers nonchalantly, saying that the registration is closed, while Maya stands in contradiction to that, reassuring Jake that there is still time. The contradicting answers raise Jake's eyebrows skeptically. However, Maya quickly accompanies him, easing the tension. The air is palpable with anticipation when the competition starts. Maya and Alex stand at the line, Jake among other participants. Suddenly, with one given signal, Maya and Alex start racing up the stairs, gingerbread houses in their hands, taking each step cautiously, avoiding dropping the fragile gingerbread houses. The pace quickens as they descend the stairs. They decorate the gingerbread houses, a frantic test of precision, as each move is measured against the relentless ticking of the clock. As the race is about to conclude, Maya and Alex are almost neck and neck until fate intervenes. They fall. In just 1 second, their gingerbread houses lie shattered on the ground, the symbol of their work crumbled to crumbs. Jake has forged ahead but quickly turns back, extending a hand to Maya in a gesture of comradeship. Together, they cross the line, though disqualified, united in defeat. Later, when the dust has settled, Luis approaches Alex and Maya and checks on them after the fall. Jake, on his part, introduces his mother, Marilyn. Maya introduces Jake to Luis, announcing that he is a prospective buyer. However, Alex is visibly reluctant behind the facade. Still, as Maya insists on the tour of the bakery, his reluctance melts away, and he agrees to join them. Inside the bakery, Jake and his mother are enjoying the beauty of the place. On the other hand, Maya takes Alex to the kitchen, where the unspoken weight of memories presses softly upon them. Alex confesses that the panaderia is more than a place to him. It is inbred into his childhood. Their conversation becomes lively when a teasing spark starts flying, when Alex, with a mischievous grin, places flour on Maya's nose. What has been a teasing gesture turns into a playful warflower, with laughter filling the kitchen. They run around the kitchen like kids until Luis suddenly shows up and interrupts their impromptu battle, announcing that the tour is over. Marilyn wonders about a striking black and white picture listed online, commenting on its artistic depth. She learns that it was taken by Sydney, Maya's sister. She makes an offer. Marilyn, ever on the lookout for fresh talent for her gallery, invites Sydney to consider showing her work in Denver. Maya delightfully accepts. Arrangements are made, and Maya assures her that she'll bring the picture to Denver herself, on her forthcoming trip for an interview with a law firm. Jake proves to be a charming host and offers Maya a tour of his bakery upon her arrival. She gladly accepts, even though Alex is silently trailing in annoyance. Maya delivers her sister the good news, leaving Sydney beaming with a bright smile. Their mother right away follows up with news of 5 new events, one of which will fall at Casila's Panaderia 1 week before Christmas. She writes that Luis wants a little celebration and wonders if her daughters could lend a hand, as the staff will be off over the holidays. The sisters promise to support their mother. The scene is sealed by a warm, affectionate embrace. In the still of the night after, Maya prepares her sister's framed picture, teeming with pride. Sydney acknowledges her sister's support, particularly when the dark starts to fill her with self-doubt. Sydney reveals that she made a wish that now came true when she met Jack's mother, and urges Maya to do the same. Maya laughs softly, believing that her wish is still waiting to be granted. Sydney playfully nods, joking that Jake will invite her out for dinner when she gives him the framed picture. A well-deserved treat after what happened with Devon. Sydney expresses how much she is going to miss Maya once she moves out. Maya pulls her into a hug, reassuringly promising they will visit often. In the hum of Luis's kitchen, Alex finds himself in conversation with Ian, who reveals his plans to go ice skating with Brooke, and that Maya will be there. However, a quiet wave of jealousy stirs in Alex at the thought of Maya seeing Jake, especially after Maya's interview. Ian urges Alex to ask Maya out before sand slips between his fingers. Still, Alex vacillates. The gap between them is big. He's in New York, and she may relocate to Denver, maybe with Jake. He is convinced that he shouldn't interfere with her future. It gets darker outside, and there Alex stands at Maya's door with a gift of tortilla soup. Surprised, Maya invites him inside, being well appreciative of his kindness. Alex pulls out a gingerbread cookie destined for Jake, a thoughtful gesture. Yet as Maya thanks him, referring to him as a great friend, a shadow crosses Alex's face. Her words have weighed heavily upon him. He wishes her luck for her interview and leaves, visibly annoyed. The next day greets Maya with success. Her interview goes well, and she later finds herself at an Italian restaurant dining with Jake. Their conversation dances between the excitement of the interview and Jack's hopes for the future. Maya can't help but feel, in quiet contemplation, that her life is falling into place. A brilliant career ahead, a potential buyer for the bakery, and a budding connection with Jake. However, the next morning, as Maya prepares to ice skate with Brooke, an unnerving unease lingers. Their exchange is cut briefly as Brooke spots the arrival of Alex and Ian. This arrival punctuates the moment. She calls out to Alex, trying to announce his arrival. However, Maya, still wrapped up in her thoughts, says that Alex cannot be part of the picture, but her words falter, as suddenly she senses his presence. Alex quietly stands behind her, having heard the remark, yet silent. While skating across the ice, Maya asks Alex about his plans after Christmas. He reveals that he will go back to New York. Playfully, Maya says that his services as a bakery consultant are no longer needed, though words of gratitude indeed come out. However, Alex reveals that he is running the Las Posadas menu, freeing Luis up to indulge in his last minutes in the bakery before the sale is done. Suddenly, Gabe burst onto the scene. exploding with excitement as he announces his recent good fortune hockey scholarship earned after a viral video of his latest game. Alex and Maya congratulate him, and as Gabe excitedly high-fives Alex, he loses his balance and tumbles to the ground. Laughter escapes from Maya's lips, and as she helps him up, the tension melts in their shared levity, leaving behind only the warmth of companionship amidst the glittering ice. Under the crackling bonfire, Brooke considers writing another article on the fulfillment of wishes. Ian envelopes her in a warm, comforting embrace, saying that his wish has been granted. Curious, Maya asks Alex about his wish. He smiles wistfully as his memory runs back to when he was 16 and had made a wish for the love of a girl he fancied. The story that comes from his mouth is almost bitter. He got her letter much later. He had seen her with somebody else before he could confess his feelings, believing that she had moved on. His revelation takes Maya aback. As Ian and Brooke head indoors, Alex and Maya are finally left alone. Alex clarifies that his previous silence was not deliberate. He was indeed pleased upon reading the letter. However, it came at a poor time. Maya finds out it took Alex 5 months to find the letter, buried under his busyness at work. Their bond grows stronger emotionally, however. Suddenly, Maya checks her phone to find the good news about her recruitment into the law firm. Her excitement is met with Alex's congratulations. They might be happy, yet sadness soon settles in. The night gets heavy as Maya reflects on their diverging paths, casting a shadow on their bad timing. As they enter inside, tears well in Maya's eyes, lamenting her ill-fated luck. The next morning, Maya gets off on the wrong foot in her interview with the new boss, but the possibility of a new career opportunity briefly perks her up. Yet it's short-lived as she soon finds herself dismayed at how much greater the demands of the job are than she had been led to believe. So much for the work-life balance she was promised. On Christmas Eve, we catch sight of Alex engrossed in his work. On the other hand, Maya helps her mother prepare for Las Posadas at the bakery. Her mother praises Maya for sticking to her decisions and determination to leave Los Angeles, and expresses her pride in her daughter for striving for the best, declaring her as her inspiration. In the following scene, as Brooke and Sydney help Maya pack, she confides in them that she likes Alex, but also brings up the complications wrought by her new job and how far away Alex is. Brooke tells her to rethink her decisions. She isn't obliged to make a move that she will regret, only for the sake of a new company. Maya contemplates her life, believing that her wish was granted, but she isn't the one she hoped for. Sydney reassures her, saying that maybe her wish is yet to come. Meanwhile, Alex finds Maya's letter in his yearbook and smiles wistfully. Another chance escaped his hands. In the following scene, the air is thick with the smell of cooking as Alex and Gabe move around the kitchen. Louise comes in, soft and observant, her eyes meeting the glow of happiness on Alex's face once Gabe slips away. Alex wonders about Luis's plans. Luis expresses his longing to reach the boisterous streets of Mexico during a visit to his cousin. Alex reveals that he is restrained by his endless work. Luis, always wise, encourages him to look towards new horizons if his current job does not provide nourishment for his soul. His words stir in Alex's deep introspection. Alex bares his heart to Luis. He reveals his desire to honor his family. In return, Luis assures him that he has always been proud of him, though unspoken, yet never denied. Colored streamers and festive twinkling lights unravel in celebration as Las Posadas continues into the night. Alex and Maya share meaningful eye contact across the room, the spark between them buzzing wordlessly beneath the surface. Jake joins them alongside his mother after receiving Luis's invitation, yet it is Alex whose presence lingers in her thoughts. Sydney's voice rings out with delight. Marilyn offered her a job within the gallery that will whisk her off to Denver, much to her family's delight. But in the quiet corners, Maya stands still, with a resolve securing her stay in the town, to carve for herself a chunk of the place, a house that would both be her sanctum and her workspace. Shortly after, Jake expresses to Maya his own doubt in terms of buying the bakery, since his problem with the renter is solved. It is then that Alex joins them, revealing his intention to take over the bakery. The realization is sudden, yet inevitable. His heart is there, amidst the familiar streets and fresh bread aroma. As Jake makes his silent exit, Maya turns to Alex with sparkling eyes. She speaks about a wish, a fanciful one on a gingerbread cookie shaped like a red briefcase, symbolic of something she once desired but no longer had the need for. She admits that Jake, nice as he is, does not stand as the one her heart desires. She reveals that she refuses the job offer, which at one time was the leading light to her ambitions, and has instead shed light on the balance inside of her. Finally, the stars of their destinies align. Alex asks Maya for a date that has long hovered between them, and with the tenderness of years of unspoken affection, they lean closer for a long-awaited kiss, two souls finding their way back to each other. Thus, their story closes not with an ending, but with a new beginning, the long-anticipated reunion perfectly timed.